I sat down with Jake Lang, the January 6th pardonee. I don't agree with his message, and I don't agree with his viewpoints. During our talk, he told me since I come from an immigrant household, I am less American than him because I'm not fully white. I am America first to my core. Putting our country first, fighting for our success, and putting pride in our sovereignty is a belief system and not a bloodline. Talking crazy in the Call of Duty lobby or Halo lobby or Gears of War lobby with your boys, that's fine. That's been since the day of dawn. But once you start saying stuff like that and bringing it to the public is where it can become an issue. At the end of the day, it's us versus them. Us versus the oligarchs and us versus the elites. The same people who profit off heartbreaks and try to stay in position of power for eternity. The divide in this country is pulling us apart at the seams because they want us to fight with each other rather than fix our homes. In a country built on liberty and free speech, the answer to ideas you hate isn't to stick your head in the sand. It's not to censor someone. It's not to shun someone. It's not to bury your head so far up that you can't understand what the other person's saying. It's having the heart, the courage, and the spine to sit across the table from someone and debate and have a conversation with them. Because when you push too far off either spectrum, you end up looking part of the same circus and then we let the elites win. This episode isn't about agreeing with anybody. It's not about giving anyone a pass. It's not about giving someone a platform. It's about being able to come together in a room, talk it out head on, and have a debate. And to show that the American people are bigger than the divide going on right now. Whether you lean left or you lean right or somewhere in the middle, don't forget at the end of the day who the real target is. It's us versus them. But when I see an American, on my eyes, I don't look at your skin tone. I don't look where the from. I don't look if your hair's nappy or straight. What are your values and what are your moral compass?
If you're not of European lineage and heritage, you should have to prove your worth to stay in America.
But I have a question. Does me not being full white make me less American?
Yes.
I just don't like when you're saying the white man's man, the white land's man, the white America. It's like,
why not? We're like 8% of the world population. Like, you guys have continents.
But so in the Bible, don't judge thy neighbor, right? So when you use these words, like the hard ER, right? Like I said,
hardest ER in the game.
Black African Americans bring way more to America than French people.
The beginning, I don't know much about your music career, but you were creating goy slop for the masses to lead them towards Satan.
The Spaniards found America.
No, they did not.
Do you hate every black person?
Jake Lang loves black people, but hates Nick.
What's up, Nick Nation? And we're back to another episode of the Nicky Gordo Show. Remember, it's us versus the resistance and us versus them. Today, we have a really good episode. Some of you guys might know him. Some of you guys might not. But this is Jake Lang.
What's up, brother Nick? Thanks for having me, man.
Dude, of course. So before we get into anything, I have some viewers that will know you, some that won't. I kind of want to just have them hear your story, who you are, what you stand for, your origin story, how'd you get here?
Hey, man, I'm a white American man that's standing up for our grandchildren. Make sure that they can grow up in a country that I grew up in. I was pardoned by President Trump. I did 4 years in the D.C. jail gulag. 2.5 of those years were in solitary, Nick. Very tough. I had to really lean upon the Lord. I had to understand that, my place in this life is to suffer as Christ suffered. And this whole entire last 1.5 years since I've been pardoned, it's been just a grueling grind of fighting against all the evils of this world, the homosexual agenda, the Islamification, the ghetto mindedness that is just perverse throughout our society. We are fighting evil. And in every corner, you can find a crusader standing up. We're in Minneapolis getting literally lynched. We are in New York getting bombed by Muslims. We are in Dearborn, Michigan getting stoned by Muslims. I mean, every single time that these people organize and they try to do one of these humiliation rituals on the American people, the Muslims will go out en masse and pray, or the homosexuals will come out naked riding bikes or wherever. We will be standing up against evil wherever it comes until we get our country back.
I want to talk about January 6th, right? You went to the Capitol. What was going through your head? Like, what made you go? Like, what was like, I'm going to go raid this. I'm going to Call of Duty this. Like, what made you go there?
Well, we didn't have the intention to go and insurrection, right? Mm-hmm. Our country was on the line. President Trump had won the election fair and square. Joe Biden was a usurper, Marxist, disgusting man. He's on video, like groping children, and he's got a son who is out there smoking on the laptop. I mean, he did not deserve to be our president, nor did he win the presidency. I mean, it was a statistical anomaly. The 83 million votes that he got, no possible way. Obama was like the most popular Democrat candidate ever, only got like 69 million. You're going to tell me Joe Biden's 14 million more votes, greater than Obama and the Democrat size? 0% chance. President Trump is the last vestige holding this country back from an invasion of people from South America, from sub-Saharan Africa, from India, from Pakistan, from Bangladesh. When the Democrats are in charge, demographic replacement, ethnic cleansing of white people ensues. So for me, President Trump was like, he said it best. They're not after me. They're after you. I'm just in the way. So I had to fight for President Trump.
I 100% agree that I think the elections were robbed, right? Like, there's no way Biden got the most popular vote. It's not going to happen.
That's
now, you said the pedophilia thing about Biden.
Yeah.
I 100% agree that
we all saw it with our eyes, man.
That the higher elites, but I will say is I voted for Trump, right? I used to be team Trump. I used to be like, dude, MAGA for America. But I think people are going to hear this and be like, okay, well, you call Biden a sure, all the right for that, right? American free speech, do whatever the you want. I agree that too. I think Biden, kid toucher, sure.
Yeah, look at his daughter's, poor Ashley, his daughter's, little diary there about, him showering with her and stuff. I mean, the Biden family's a crime family. Their money's being pumped in from China, from Ukraine. They're bad people. And I had to, as a man, when you see evil, you can't just lay back. This is not, a video game. This is real life. If evil's in front of you, you must stand up. You must destroy it.
But Trump is on the Epstein files. And that's one thing I'm mad about him is, listen, you promised to deliver the Epstein files. You said it. If you never said it, I wouldn't care. I think there's 2 crimes in America that are you can never come back from. Like, you deserve to be thrown under the jailhouse. No remorse. It is and pedophilia.
Amen.
Those are 2 things that a woman or a man can never come back from. It will ruin your childhood and it'll ruin your life.
Amen.
So when you said that, I'm like, okay, well, Trump's in the Epstein files. Now, just because you're there.
At what level, though? I mean, because President Trump, first of all, I do not believe President Trump is a child. I do not believe President Trump hangs out with Epstein as far as sex trafficking. Mm-hmm. He was seen in the same room as him because President Trump was the icon of America. Mm-hmm. He was invited to every holiday party. He had swag. President Trump had motion. Okay. President Trump still has motion, by the way. He's not a child file, one of these New World Order blood drinker types. President Trump is a good man. He knows Jesus Christ. He's a family man. And he was the one that reported Epstein to the FBI in 2014. He also went on record while he was running for president in 2015 when he first announced saying, Jeffrey Epstein's a bad dude. What they do on that island is disgusting. So President Trump, although he may be, his name written in the Epstein files, 150 times, it's not because he's part of this New World Order bloodthirsty child trafficking ring. President Trump is the antithesis of that. That's why they're trying to destroy him, because he was coming in as a complete outsider, not one of these, run-of-the-mill politicians that has baggage on him. He was a self-made man. He does not have blackmail hanging over him. And that's how they were, running this psyop on the American people, Mossad, whoever it is, the New World Order satanic ring. President Trump scared the of them. Hillary Clinton was the satanic nominee. She was the one to represent the deep state. President Trump was the worst nightmare they could have ever had. They wanted the open borders. They wanted the Democrat agenda, and President Trump smashed it, and he saved our country.
So I agree in the beginning where you said if you're just in the files, that doesn't mean you're there, right? Like, there's a bunch of actors. Do I think some of these actors are files? Absolutely not. They probably just went short. That happens like at Diddy parties, right?
Yeah.
Just because you went to a Diddy party doesn't mean that. But do I believe that beginning with Trump's term that he was for the people and he didn't have blackmail? 100%. Like, I can, God willing, say that. But I think now there's people in his pockets. Like, you're shilling to Israel a lot. Right? We don't need to be in war with Iran at the end of the day. Like, yeah, and I'll get into the Islam after, but like, we don't need to be to war with Iran. Charlie Kirk literally said, do not let President Trump go to war with Iran. Why is that our problem? Like, and I do agree, open borders, people coming, look what happened in London, sure. But I do think Trump, in my opinion, right, like, I do think there is blackmail on him. If not, he wouldn't shill so hard to Israel. And listen, I don't have a problem with Israel sometimes. My ex-girlfriend's Jewish. I would go to Shabbat dinners all the time. I would wear my rosary and wear a yarmulke to, pay homage to the father's house that I was in, right? So it's not like, oh, Nick, no, brother. It's like, There's bad people in every group of religion or ethnicities. It is called pattern recognition, and pattern recognition isn't racist. Pattern recognition makes you safe. But obviously people take it out and do all that bullshit.
Well, you know, the Israel question, I mean, that's what everyone wants to hear about from Jake Lang, right? Because of the picture of me with the Wailing Wall and everything like that. Yeah, so let me get on Trump with Iran first before. We all know that Jesus Christ warned us about the synagogue of Satan, right? That there is like this elite kind of outer force that is running. The deep state of Israel is strong as shit. The deep state of China, the deep state of India, the deep state of America. These are, you know, kind of paramilitary, you know, forces that are working against the best interests of us to commercialize, to, you know, turn us into entities, right? I mean, even our social security numbers, it turns us away from a living human spirit into some type of, you know, commercial entity that they can manipulate. That's what the stock market is. But I digress from there. All of these things are what President Trump is battling. President Trump's involvement in Iran is not something that I think that the average voter, it's something that the Islamists are pushing on your mind and the mind of all the Americans to make it a top of mind issue. Really, at the end of the day, we care about the Irina Zaruskis. We care about our children being, you know, completely perverted, coming home from school, being homosexualized, being emasculated. Our own land here in America is being overrun by mongrels from the third world. If, you know, Iran gets carpet bombed tomorrow, that means nothing. I just saw a video today of a black man punching a white girl in the face, and this was like his 18th time arrested for the same thing. That's what's top of mind for Americans. I think that splitting the Republican Party and the conservative movement into a pro-Israel, anti-Israel is an Islamic psyop that is completely taking over the minds of people. Yes, we know that the people that own the central banking system, the people that are behind Hollywood, the people that are behind the newspapers in America, they're mostly some type of Jewish background, but they're not like the Jewish people that are walking down the street. These are synagogue of Satan, devil worshiping, right? And they come, there's also Chinese ones. There's also Muslim ones. Actually, all Muslim ones are. But, you know, there is a group of people, not just the evil Jews, that are using the power of their society to try to infiltrate America, and splitting up the Republican movement into like a Nick Fuentes, you know, President Trump on two different sides, one of them's pro-Israel, one of them's anti-Israel, is the way that the Democrats are going to crush us. And we will turn into a amorphous blob of third world brown people in America because of the Israel question. We are fractured on Israel, and the Republican movement will die over Israel. So my personal opinion, I'm Deuce Volt, make Jerusalem Christian again, carpet bomb them all, save America. I don't give a about the Middle East, what President Trump does over there, what he doesn't do over there. I'm a homeland crusader, and I want to make sure that heritage Americans have a future in this country. Whatever the president's, you know, involvement in the Middle East is like the least of my concerns, honestly.
So two things. One, just to answer that, and then I want to bring up a question, is I think in the grand scheme of things, right, like I said, I love everybody and I hate everybody the same. So you can't really tell me anything. I'm half Peruvian, half Greek. I hate some Peruvians. I hate some Greeks. There's bad apples in every bunch. Now, I do think radical Islam is a problem.
It's all radical. There's no such thing as normal Islam.
I will say this. But I will say, I have a lot of Muslim friends, right? And they are some of the most respectful. And that's what I'm saying, some. I don't personally know any radical ones. And I live in Miami, where Islam isn't a thing, right? You have Cubans and Puerto Ricans. I know a lot of Islam people who are some of the nicest, most hospitable, welcoming, loving people I have ever met in my life. Now, but that goes for everyone. Like, you can't just say, in my opinion, one group is all bad. And I do think some people look at you and they're like, well, you hate everybody. I genuinely want to know.
True. No,
do you think every person who follows Islam is bad?
No, that's obviously, I mean, from being in prison, I know that, I mean, the people that were, quote unquote, the safest sometimes, I mean, there's a form of Islam in prison called Prislam that is super dangerous. It's like a prison gang. But the foreign Islamic people were mostly older guys. They had families, you know, they were not like, you know, they were cooking food and just keeping to their own business. Those are the guys that I would gravitate towards, the Christians and the Muslims from another country, because they're actually trying to follow the religion a little bit. The black people that follow Islam in prison, though, they're it's like a prison gang. They're the most violent in the prison. But so obviously no, because I've seen goodness in them. But that's not the question here. The question is, when you have 10 Muslims in a Christian country, they're going to be well behaved. But all of a sudden, when they start demographically replacing you, that means that the culture changes, the style of dress, the language, the food, the cultural norms, and they start to gain governmental power. Then they turn America into the same third world holes where we just saw in Dearborn, Michigan. Freedom of speech is non-existent. You cannot go with a sign like I did, deport 100 million. Jesus Christ is King of Dearborn. Sharia law then, that animalistic fervor that is inside their heart takes over, and a average Muslim, adherent will attack me. First of all, this was Shia. You guys don't realize this. Shia Muslims attack me. There's only been 3 prior terror attacks in American history from Shia Muslims. I was the 4th one. They're considered the less radical, peaceful ones. Mm-hmm. It's the Sunnis that are throwing bombs and beheading people and stuff. So if the Shia Muslims are going to stone a Christian in Dearborn, Michigan for saying Jesus Christ is king, what do you think that is indicative of a herd mentality where Muslims are ready to do jihad. If you say anything disrespectful about their prophet, if you say anything about that they, completely obliterate women's rights and that they completely, have a theocracy, there's no freedom of government in any of their 53 majority Muslim countries. You point out what's wrong to Islamic people, they will attack you. And I am living proof that they do not want to adhere to our constitutional rights, to our American culture norms. They are willing to kill a Christian for preaching Jesus in Saudi Arabia, in Afghanistan, in Iran. You don't have the rights to do what we do. What we allow the Muslims to do in our society would never fly the other way around.
I mean, yeah, listen, do I agree that when a lot of Islam comes here, they try to bring their culture? 100%, I don't think that's correct. Like, if I've never been to the Middle East, if I go to the Middle East, I'm not going to go with my cross and pray at the black box, right? I'm not going to do that. Obviously, become smart and, I might get attacked, sure. But do I have a problem with normal Islamic people just living here in peace and not doing their parades, not doing Muslim swim days, not doing any of that? Me, in a grand scheme of things, like, listen, if you're peaceful and you don't want to push that agenda down our throat, and you're not bringing Sharia law, and you're giving women rights, and you're not doing like that, I don't mind. But I do mind, like you said, why are we having Muslim days in Texas? You get me? Like, I don't agree with that. And like how you said earlier, like when you said the thing with the gay people parades, right?
Yeah.
We don't need that. We don't need LGBTQ parades. We don't need Muslim parades. And I will even go a step further. I'm an Orthodox Christian. I was baptized Catholic. I was raised in a church. I don't even think on the middle of the street we should have Christian days. You get me? Like, we need to respect everybody's opinion.
This is a Christian nation, though, Nikki.
But we have church and state. That's the issue. We have church and state. And my thing is this: I never want to be in my shoes a nuisance to somebody. Will I preach the word of God? Sure. Will I bless you a good day? 100%. Will I try to tell you, read the Bible? Sure. But I don't have it in me to go on the street and push it, because now I feel like a nuisance. And why should I go and ruin someone's day and, be this nuisance when someone doesn't care about it? Now, I get where you're coming from. They're having, pro-Muslim days. So you know what? I'm going to revolt and I'm going to bring my Christian thing. So it's like clashing. I understand that, right? But I do read online, and some people are like, oh, well, are you just antagonizing now? Or like, do you want a reaction, or is this antagonizing?
Neither. I'm trying to assert the dominance of white Christian culture on our streets. I'm trying to show people.
When you say white, I don't mean to cut you off, but when you say white, okay, what do you think I am? If you see me, what am I?
I mean, you have some white in you and some Spanish in you. That's what I would say from just facial value.
My mom is Peruvian. I grew up in a Spanish household. My father's from Greece, from Kefalonia. He moved to Canada. After Canada, he came here, everything legally. My mom's from Peru. Her grandparents are Peru, but their heritage is from Italy and England. So like, when you say white, and I think this is the biggest thing, it's like, when you say white, I'm like, is he not talking about me? Because
no, I'm not, Nikki. No, you're not an actual white person. You're a mixed race person. But you're mixed with brown. So you're not like a heritage American from the founding lands, European, Irish, English, German, French. That is the white That is the bedrock of civilization.
So does that make
That's
me
where
less
democracy
American?
comes from. That's where medicine comes from. That's where the Industrial Revolution comes from. That's where all of the great inventions of this world stem from the bloodline of my forefathers. And they secured this land for their posterity, not for a foreign group. And what we've done is we've lost our national identity. America was founded by people that were Christians and white Europeans for their posterity. When you start to import 20% Spanish people now they're going to be, it's going to be a Spanish country in the next 100 years. I mean, just look at the numbers. When you start to import people that are not the same stock, the same bloodline, the same heritage, the same culture, the same religion, in the case of the third world Muslims and Indians that are coming here, what you get is you get a changing country, because a country isn't a group of people. It's not just an idea. Like a lot of people say, America is, a country of ideas. It is totally not a country of ideas. The Constitution is only as strong as the backbone of the men who stand on it. And we're seeing through the Islamification, through the third world sub-Saharan Africanization of America, through the Spanishification of America, that we're losing our value system. And I don't have to, say this as a theoretical thing. Look at the way Spanish people vote. They vote Democrat majority. Look at the way black people vote. They vote Democrat majority. They vote against our natural rights. They vote against the First Amendment, against the Second Amendment. These people vote differently because they are different. They come from totalitarian regimes where they do not have natural rights. It is our forefathers with the Magna Carta back over in Europe that secured these rights for us and that made the American way of life. And if we replace Americans with third worlders, we will not have America any longer. We will have a third world country
I do agree
Peru. I mean, I don't want.
We're the great goddamn country, but I will say,
but it's not America.
100%. There's nothing like America, and what makes America America is the people here with their values, with their hospitality, right? It's the American dream.
Makes America's Americans make America.
Before you go,
Americans, my people.
But I have a question: does me not being full white make me less American?
Yes.
Why?
Because if everybody looked like you, then first of all, the way your people vote, people that look like you, we would be, Kamala Harris would be our president.
But listen, my father doesn't vote Democrat right now. My dad doesn't vote Democrat.
I know, but I'm talking macro things. People always want to go micro, individual stuff. Just ask Grok right now. If only Peruvian Americans voted in the last election.
Who won in Peru right now? Peru didn't win a Democrat right now.
You know why? It's because all of the socialists and the Marxists have left the third world, South America, and they crossed our borders, and they're all here. All your Democrats have flooded our borders.
But listen to this. So I grew up in a Spanish household, right? So I understand politics in South America. Why do people majority vote Democrat in South America? Because South America is very poor. So what do? They go to the mountains, they go to the forest, and they're like, hey, vote for me, and I'm going to give you diapers and food. Like my mom told me stories, right? But people are starting to wake up. Like Fujimori's daughter just won president of Peru. She's anti-terrorist, she's Republican, and she's leaning that way.
Nobody named Fujimori should be the president of Peru. And there shouldn't be some woman Jew running Mexico either.
But the thing about Peru, like I said, and that's the cool thing about America too, it is a melting pot. You get me? Like, that's what it is. All these countries are melting pots.
That's Jewish propaganda taught by Ghislaine Maxwell's father in the Person Success school book.
That is crazy.
You're repeating a trope that Israel's our greatest ally, America's a melting pot, diversity's our strength.
I don't think
it's all bullshit. Diversity's not our greatest strength, right? America's not a melting pot. Okay, America is.
Jake.
Now it is, and look what we have.
Who helped build America? And listen,
Irish, German, English, French, right?
You're missing some. The Asians helped a lot.
Asians built the railroad. Relax, man. America's built by white men for white men, and it will remain a white Christian country on my father's grave.
But no one's saying the white man didn't build. I'm not saying that. I know Europeans built America 100%, but we can't ignore the facts that Asians did build America. Black people helped build America too.
What percentage? I mean, come on. We're talking about peanuts we're talking about the architecture of America, not just the actual physical labor, but I'm talking about the way that American society is structured from top to bottom is the entire diaspora, all of the best parts of European culture, all of this amazing white culture that had been, the Roman Colosseum, then the Greek, awesome philosophers and everything, and the English Empire, everything that made white Christian society always the pinnacle of the world since we stepped out, right? Since Jesus Jesus Christ died on the cross as a white man for our sins, we have been the pinnacle of society. And it is the dilution of white values, white culture, white people that is dragging America back right now.
Can you say from the bottom of your heart that Asians and blacks didn't help build this country?
Help? Like in what percentage? Yeah, I'll give them 5%. I'll give them a pat on the back.
But it's not 5%. Like, listen, do I think there's bad people in every bunch? 100%. Do I think there's bad black people? Yeah. Do I think there's bad Asians? Yeah. Do I think there's bad white people? 100%. Like, listen, like I said earlier, I don't agree with or pedophilia. Brock Turner, perfect example.
Brock Turner's innocent.
Jake, listen.
I have no idea about the case, but
so Brock Turner is.
I know. He was found like outside of some dumpster or something like that.
3 girls, and they're like, I'm gonna give you
3.
6 months.
I thought it was 1 girl he found outside a dumpster or something like that.
It was cases, and they're like,
God
listen,
forbid.
I'm gonna give you.
Okay, he's not passing the test.
I'm gonna give you 6 months because I'm only gonna give you 6 months because it's going to ruin your career, and your livelihood. So it's like how we talked about earlier about, you know, the black man that beat up the white girl, right? But it does happen on both sides, right? Like, listen, I'm not, you're black, you're guilty, you're white, you're innocent. No, it's like, let's read the crime and what really happened. If you're a heinous criminal.
But what we're having right now is a reverse pendulum swing from the civil rights movement, where there was some type of bias in the courtroom against black people.
Right? Like I say, if you came in this room and called me a fat bastard spick, I'd be like, all right, cool. I don't give a about words.
Your words, not mine.
Like, I don't care, right? Because you can call him what you want. But I do think certain states will favor a black man, but certain states will favor a white man. And I've seen it, right? Like, it does happen. And that's where I think the justice system is corrupt. I'm a fan of free speech absolutist. I got to really think about it. But your friends here, right? Like, black guy, right? I would never in my life ever go up to him and call him the N-word.
But because this is an honorable man, as my friend Andrew right now, he's a big influencer. But if he was acting like a in a gas station threatening some old lady, I'd be like, hey, get away from him. You know what I mean?
Okay, listen, but hold on.
But that's just saying according to what the person's doing.
But we went to the two extremes. Now I'm talking about Chud the Builder would literally just go to I've seen clips. He would just go to a random black guy walking and say the N-word.
I don't think that's true.
That's antagonizing.
I seen Chud calling out behavior for what it is. He called out behavior for what it was. And if somebody was accosting somebody was being, very, ghetto, right? Then he would say it. He would go by black people that are enjoying their day all the time, give them God bless yous and stuff. He wasn't looking to, and I saw his clips. His clips were never just going up to like a family minding their own business and dropping N-bombs on them. Chud was looking for somebody to out. He would ask them, what's your opinion on free speech? What's your opinion on a white person saying the N-word? And then if the person lost their self-control, had low impulse control, no, frontal cortex there, then he would say, oh, you're out, you're being an. He would say it after they would show their true colors of being ignorant, not the other way around.
But I have seen clips of Chud when it was just 2 African Americans just standing by their car, and he would go up to him and be like, look, they're not blanking out, right? And it's like, why would you say that, right? Why not just go along?
They're not chimping out.
Yeah, but saying that's
a rarity. But black people chimp out a lot. He was congratulating them.
That's poking the bear. Jake, listen, I know you're a smart mother. I can tell. Like, that's poking the bear. If you go up to a normal black guy who's not doing anything and you say he's not blanking out, it's like if you see 2 white guys, right? And I go, oh, like, those crackers aren't doing this. Why would I say that?
How dare you? How dare you?
But what I'm saying is that I wouldn't say that because, like, now that's antagonistic behavior.
It's not. So let me tell you what Chud the Builder is. Chud the Builder is a symptom of a system that is systematically destroying white people, and we are being assaulted 41 times more likely for a black person to assault a white person than a white person to assault a black person. Chud the Builder, his rhetoric, his demeanor, what he does is because of the Irina Zarusky video. It's because of the Austin Metcalf murder. He is a natural reaction of white people being fed up of being predatorized in our communities. Black fatigue has got us to Chud the Builder. He's not just, this is not, perfect race relations, right? Where black people and white people are living in harmony, and black culture is like, Christian, family value based.
Can it be a response? Sure, but I think there's ways to do it. You can't fight that with violence. Like, hold on. Like I said before, There's good black people, there's bad black people. So with white and Latinos. But
Percentages though, 80% of black people are completely gone,
yeah, but
off the reservation. They're having children just for their food stamp benefits. They're doing abortions out of control. Which, thank God for black abortion, we'd have 40 million more black people in this country.
But then
if it wasn't for black abortion, and we'd have a Democrat complete controlled government. And thank you, Jesus Christ, because we would be completely overrun by black people acting like destroying our country if it wasn't for black abortion. But it goes to say they are killing their own kids, they're killing their own society, and they're destroying America. And we need to fix it.
But that's like saying every white man's a pedophile.
Statistically, that's not true though. Look at the wait. No.
Jake,
look
per
at
capita, right? If we want to go
per
there,
capita. Look at the.
If we want to go there, right? How you said black people commit crimes, like you said, like in majority, right?
By far.
If you go to per capita, right? And listen, I consider myself a white, Latino, Hispanic man. You know, if you go statistically, you can go to FBI.com, whatever it is, the white man commits the most pedophilia. But do I look at you and call you a pedophile?
No. This is completely debunk this right now. Look at the booking photos of every single person being booked for crime. These black people, these Spanish people, their race underneath all of their crimes are being labeled as white. White people are not committing nearly as much crime as these statistics are giving us the data for, because they're mislabeling us in the booking procedure. It is literally one of the greatest psyops ever. America never had any of these problems, pedophilia included, until we started having swarms of minorities here. And when they get arrested, they're being labeled as white. I mean, people blacker than the sun, that's a raisin in the sun, are being labeled as white in the booking procedure.
But you said we weren't having a pedophilia problem until immigrants. Well, look at the Epstein list. It's all white people. Like
those are synagogue of Satan.
It's Bill Clinton. It's Hillary Clinton. It's Jeffrey Epstein. It's people from the news. It's world leaders, right? And like, so I don't agree with that. Is it an immigrant thing? Yeah, do immigrants? Sure, but like our elites in our country, and they protect them, right? Like, I used to love Trump. Do I think he's protecting pedophiles? 100%. Bill Clinton, Hillary Clinton, Jeffrey Epstein. What are they? They're white people, right? Like with too much power. And like the only thing I don't like is like when we say all black.
Some of those people, they're barely can even be categorized as people. Yes, of course. Some of the people in the levers of power in the synagogue of Satan, the New World Order, the deep state regime are white, but it is not representative of how our culture is, how our societies are, how the average white person lives in complete harmony, high trust societies, leave your doors open, leave your keys in your car. That's how white people live. Just because you have some brainwashed, uber woke Democrats and some pedophilic Jews that run the world, you do not put that on my people. You know what I mean? Like, those are people of a demonic mindset that are power hungry, filthy animals. God says in the first book of Romans, they've been given over to a reprobate mind. They're reprobates, and they're not white culture. Hillary Clinton's not white culture.
But I love how you said it.
She skins children alive and eats them. Okay?
I love how you said that, and I respect that. You said, don't pin that on my culture, right? And
because the statistics of how we live are not indicative of the behavior of the Epstein list.
But I'm saying, like, you said, don't pin that, and I respect that, and I'm like, okay, cool. Like, you're standing on business. I love that. But then what if I said, don't pin like certain immigration shit on my culture? Like, listen, you said I'm less American, but let me tell you something. I pay a load of taxes. Last year alone, I paid $250,000 in taxes. I employ countless of people.
You bought so many weaves for black people. You helped them get Kool-Aid and goy slop. And,
but the tax issue is a different thing. And how my tax money is spent, I think it's up. If you live in Section 8, white, black, Latino, Asian, you have 2 years and 2 years and that's it. Food stamps, we're going to check what you're buying. Israel, we're not giving you money anymore. Ukraine, we're not sending you money. We're America first, and we help America, and we help our people. If you're black, white, Latino, and you need Section 8, I'll give it to you for 2 years. I don't care what color you are. Now, background checks. Are you a crack addict? Do you do drugs? Are you a child molester? Are you sure? But we're going with that. Last year alone, I paid $250,000. I tore.
You're a huge outlier for the Spanish community. You know what I mean?
But I'm saying, like, I tour, right? And I tour 50 cities every year, from here to New York to LA, everywhere. I employ sound engineers. I employ venue people. We sell merchandise. We boost the economy. Like art. We go on tour, and in gross as a package, we're doing about $50 million to $40 million in sales, and I can bring up these numbers. Awesome. So it's like I'm an immigrant. What I mean, my mom and my dad's an immigrant. So when you just saying I'm not as American, I'm like, could I understand what you're saying culturally? But I can stand on business and go outside and say, hey, compared to 70 or 80% of pure white Americans, I bring more to society than they do. Financially, influentially, responsibly, in every single way. And
Well,
I'm a
which way
proud
are you-
Spanish speaker.
I mean, let's break it down. Brass tacks here. Influentially, the beginning. I don't know much about your music career, but you were creating goy slop for the masses to lead them towards Satan. You know what I mean? So you're telling me that you bring average more than the average. Like, let's say a white man who's like, a roofer, right, and has like 6 kids, right?
Beautiful. Nothing wrong with that.
You know what I'm saying? And he follows Jesus Christ and he's lived a good life. You know what I mean? Doesn't matter how much tax money you bring in. Are you leading people to Christ? Are you being an exemplary of what an American value system is? Or are you creating rap music? Right now, I know that you're more conservative leaning now, and now you have your podcast and you're actually starting to influence some of the younger youth that used to listen to your rap stuff, and that was, objectively, like all rap music is based on degeneracy, right? And based on drug use, based on, fighting. I mean, I just saw one of your music videos. And so you're the way that you started to make money was to sell garbage to our youth and create a fortune off of it and lead a bunch of people down the wrong way. So you're saying you provide more for America, but I have a different, money is not my God. Jesus Christ is my God, and living by his word is my God.
I come from the rap community, right? It is predominantly black, but it's like music is entertainment. It's like a movie. It's like, are you going to go watch Insidious and go pretend to be a monster and stab someone in their sleep? Now, I get it. People are influential. Influence is real, right? It's really real. But then what about country music? I'm friends with a lot of country stars, and what does country music promote? Alcoholism, beating women. There are lyrics in it. Like, not saying all of them, just like not every rap song is about degeneracy. So do you think everyone who is non-American should be deported?
100 million deportations. Undesirables need to go. The ones that have rap sheets and they're
No, I'm not talking about rap sheets, because I agree. If you have rap sheets, like I said, pedophilia, murder, assault, you're no longer welcome here. I'm talking about in general, anyone that's non-European.
If you're not of European lineage and heritage, you should have to prove your worth to stay in America.
So my mom, right?
Yeah, you guys had a pizza business. You said,
my mom
right?
came here legally. She owned a pizzeria restaurant. She employed people. She paid her taxes. A good Samaritan. Never had anything. Maybe had one speeding ticket. That's about it. What about her? I'm not gonna get offended. You can say what you want.
No. These are case-by-case bases, when you're talking about who should stay and who should go. We need to get America back to 80% white, or we will not have our country anymore. I mean, the further we stray from that magical number where we had some black, some Spanish, some Asian in America with 80% white, I mean, that was the last time America was great.
I just don't like when you're saying the white man's man, the white land's man, the white America. It's like,
why not? We're like 8% of the world population. You guys have continents.
But it's like,
we don't have nothing.
I'm America first. I genuinely am, right? I'm anti everyone. I'm America first. But it's like, you said I'm not white. So it's kind of like, well, I'm more pro-America than any one of these in the street.
You proved your worth. You stay. You know what I mean? If they would have like the Nuremberg trials 2.0, you walk up and you announce who you are, where you're from, and what you bring to America. And if not, you got to go back to Venezuela. You got to go back to Somalia. You got to go back to Pakistan. Mumbai, get the out of here. We need our country back. Any means necessary.
But when I see an American, on my eyes, I don't look at your skin tone. I don't look where the you're from. I don't look if your hair's nappy or straight. What are your values and what are your moral compass? That's what, in my opinion, right? And like you're gonna be like, oh, you're not American. I got it, right? But in my opinion, what
you were like goy slop psyop though into believing that, because statistics
so you think American, right? Back to what I was saying. When I say America, it's what are your values? What do you stand on? What are your beliefs? Are you America first? Are you gonna ride with us to the wheels fall off, whether you're black, Mexican, brown, or anything? That's what I think American is.
Where my opinion is that race is a deciding factor in many cases, in majority, right? We're talking about majority, macro level stuff. A white person is much more likely to have the ideals, the value system, the cultural norms as what you're describing as American, a constitutionalist.
But you know the Spaniards found America.
No, they did not.
Jake.
I mean, come on. And first of all, a lot of Spanish people are white. They're
How are they white? They're from Spain.
I mean, look at the skin color of white Spanish women. They're white people. A lot of them sometimes.
But you look at my mom, and my mom's white, and she's Latina. You got me?
Well, Latina is different than actual people from Spain.
But they're still Spaniards
The people
speaking
from
Spanish.
Spain, they came in and they mixed in with the Mexico people here, the Mexicans and, you know, all of the South Americans, and they created Hispanic Latina. That's different. People from Spain are Europeans by very nature, right? And so they have a lot of ties into white lineage, and they have had white culture, and they've made, I mean, the conquistadors, reconquest, right? That is
But they're Spanish.
Yeah,
They're
but
Spaniards.
white Spaniards before they mix in and became, you know what I mean, the modern day Latina is different than the conquestors of, you know, the Americas. They were white Europeans, a little darker, a little bit of shaded darker, but they were, I mean, they had society, they had, you know,
And then they mix with the natives.
and they mixed with the natives, and you know, and now we've got what we've got. We've got an entire country run by the cartel.
But
You know,
America,
we have the entire.
But can we agree that America was funded by Spaniards?
I mean, Christopher Columbus came here, but we had mainly after that, the English and the Germans and the French are the ones that founded America and created.
I'm sorry. Besides some sort of like statues and property, I will say this: Black African Americans bring way more to America than French people.
What?
100%. I will say that.
The French people helped us out when we were going against the English in the Revolutionary War. They came and we wouldn't even be here for that.
I will say that Black
the
Americans,
French beaver trappers that created this amazing land. I mean, we're talking about French people used to be hardcore revolutionaries. They're a bunch of faggots now, but they used to be hardcore revolutionaries, and they stood with us against the greatest, you know, army the world's ever seen.
Do you hate every black person?
No, not at all. I have black
So we
people
can take
that I
that
love.
off the table.
No, Jake Lang loves black people but hates.
Before I go off on that, I did want Dad to bring this out. So you said the N-word earlier, and I saw
Yeah.
this on your Twitter.
Yeah.
The blank march.
Oh yeah, now we're talking. Ha ha ha.
But this is where I'm going
Well,
with it, right?
this is a direct response to Shiloh Hendricks.
But could you understand how bad that word is because of roots that it has in America?
How bad is a word? Words aren't bad. Words are bad in context.
Words are bad knowing the root that comes from. The people, and listen,
If
I don't believe
somebody's
in,
acting a certain way, you have to say it to them. If they're acting like a degenerate, you have to say they're
but why not?
degenerate. If they're you got to tell them they're. We have coddled black people in this country for so long that they think they're untouchable. They're not being reprimanded at home. They're not being reprimanded in the schools. They're not being reprimanded in the courtroom. So you have a white man like Chud finally giving them a taste of a little bit of discipline,
But
a little
Chud's
bit of
fucking
authority.
asshole, brother.
Chud is an
Like, Chud's
American
an asshole.
patriot. Free Chud.
You know what I think American patriot is? Believe in free speech 100%, but it's respect thy neighbors, right? Like that's what it is. You were born a Jewish man, right?
Well, my mother's Jewish. I was baptized when I was born. I never grew up as a Jewish religious person.
Yeah,
My
100%.
bloodline is Russian, Ashkenazi, white Jewish, yes.
But your mom's a Jew.
And my mom's side, and I'm Irish and German on my father's.
So that makes you Jewish. Because I dated a Jewish
Kind
girl,
of.
and that's how it worked.
The
Like,
bloodline in the Bible is traced through fathers.
listen, I dated a Jewish girl. She was a Syrian Jew, and her mom was Jewish. Her mom wasn't Jewish. So therefore,
Her father wasn't Jewish.
I'm sorry, yeah, her father wasn't Jewish. Her mom was.
That's a perversion
so
of
in
the Bible, though.
But in the Torah,
No,
if your
not in
mom's
the Torah.
Jewish,
That's actually wrong. That's in a separate Jewish philosophy made by rabbis. In the Torah, in God's Bible, all lineage is traced through the father. Jesus' lineage is patrilineal. You know, we don't trace anything through women.
listen,
come on, we're
listen,
men here.
but Jake,
women shouldn't even be in the Supreme Court.
now, do I agree? Like
No, but I'm saying
your
that
dad's
is
not
a
saying-
fault. That is a perversion of the Kabbalah,
Okay,
of
but how
whatever
it stands
kind of
right
rabbi
now-
going on
But
there.
how it stands right
Baby
now-
penis rabbi. The mother does not make you Jewish. The father
No, but
is
it
where
does.
you get your bloodline.
I can bring 20 goddamn rabbis
course.
right now, and they're gonna be like,
But
yeah.
I can bring you the word of God in the first book of Matthew, where Jesus' bloodline is traced through all the way from him back to Adam, the first man. Through who? Through men.
Okay, well, two things. One thing I will
So
say,
I'm a German,
I don't believe in Adam and
Irish
Eve.
Catholic.
I think Adam and Eve is a story to teach you morality and a moral compass on how to be greedy. I don't believe in Adam and Eve. Like, I just don't. I think it's an amazing story on how to be a good person.
Why?
And
Because Adam's white, you don't believe it?
No,
if it was Marquez?
It could have been a black guy, a Latino guy, an Asian guy.
I'm just messing with you, brother.
But, so your mom's Jewish, right?
Yes, but not
So you're
but
Jewish.
secular Jewish.
But-
We never
Yeah,
celebrated
I get
you
it.
know.
But you're born Jewish and you converted Catholic, right?
No, I was born Catholic. I was baptized, you know, when I was born. I first Holy
You were
Communion.
baptized the minute you got out the vagina.
No,
the
but,
minute
I mean,
out.
I
You're
was
born Jew.
How you can't be born a religion. Either you follow a religion through your heart.
Okay.
Jesus Christ is looking to circumcise our hearts.
But listen,
right?
so you're born.
I was consecrated as a Catholic. I was raised in the Catholic Church.
Okay.
I went to church school. I was never taught any type of Judaism in my household. No, but I'm just telling you. I mean, these are the facts of my life. I'm not here to try it. I'm just telling you. I was born and raised a Catholic man.
But your mom's Jewish.
Yes, but not religiously. She is bloodline Jewish. She herself does not follow Judaism.
So in the Bible, don't judge thy neighbor, right? So when you use these words, like the hard ER, right? Like I said,
hardest ER in the game.
Saying the hard ER, it's like, brother, like, what did that black guy do to deserve it? Right? If there's a random black guy drunk in the street, like there's a random white guy drunk in the street in Nashville off gin, right?
I would say that guy's a hillbilly. You know what I mean?
See,
I would say the other guy's a nigger.
But instead of going up to someone with quote unquote hatred and saying, hey, you're this word, like there's different ways to say it. That word comes from slavery days. It's just not a nice word where it came from. If they made it.
Crack that whip on him, boy. Let's go. Get in line again, man. No, because these people are out of control. They're children. It's not a joke to me. This is one of the.
You're generalizing it. Like, if you were to say certain people, yeah, but then that's like a black guy or Latino guy saying, well, every white guy's a pedophile. Can bring up
but statistically, it has nothing to. I mean, the statistics don't even point to that.
That's because the white person is more of a majority in America than the black person.
Thank God.
Do I think Islam is a problem in America? I think radical Islam is a problem. Now, do I think there's certain ways you can do it? 100%. Do I think the easiest way to do, the coolest way to do it is when you go with a pig head to rallies? That's where I would say practice your freedom of speech, but that is antagonizing someone.
But you're coming from
what if someone went to a Christian rally, right? And I don't.
And they burned the Bible, they wouldn't be lynched for it. They'd be prayed for. When the liberals do their gay pride parades, do we have thousands of Christians or right-wing white nationalists going out and just beating the out of these gay people on the street? No, we let them exercise their rights. Should we? Probably not. No, that's what
the LGBTQ. I think we can both align. Like LGBTQ rallies,
LGBTQ.
Like ban it, because no one should be naked on the street. Like if I had a son and there was a straight rally, I wouldn't want my son to go to a straight rally, see a stripper at 5 years old. So if I don't want my son to see a stripper at 5, why should he see a naked man at 5? Like innocence is out the picture with kids. But I want to play this. David, you can play it.
Dearborn, Michigan. I speak the name of Jesus.
Get him, bitch! Yeah! What now? What now, big ass boy? What now, big ass boy? What up, big ass boy? He got a whole thousand. Fuck, boy. Beat that nigga ass.
So what was happening here?
Beat it ass.
So there's a Shia Muslim march called like the Aberdeen March that they do once a year. About 40,000 Muslims attended this march. And it's a humiliation ritual on white Christian men. They're showing dominance. They're trying to portray themselves as the dominant religion, the dominant race, because they're also, Middle Eastern in America. And when I went to counter protest that with a sign that said deport 100 million, and I was preaching the gospel to these people, I was saying, Jesus Christ is the king of Dearborn, Michigan, not Muhammad, the conquesting, because Islam is not just a religion. It's a theology that is talking about conquesting the world.
What do you think is a bigger problem? Israel in our pockets and in our politics and sending our money out, or Islam in our country?
Carpet bomb the whole Middle East. Let's go. The crusade starts now. I don't give a I don't care about the Jews or the Muslims, quite honestly. Jewish people need to go back to Israel. Muslim people need to go back to the Middle East. This is a land for white Christian people. Get them the out.
Listen, Jake,
I want my country back. We're taking our country back.
I brought us a present, right?
Thank you.
You said you didn't hate all black people.
No.
You don't.
No, I don't.
Are you being honest with me?
Yes, I am.
All right.
My black friends here.
Colin, can you bring that to us really quick?
Uh-oh.
And I think the internet's gonna love this.
OnlyFans is owned by a Jew making interracial porn. And so they're both one. The Jews are using OnlyFans to make interracial porn to turn us all into mud sharks.
Listen, Jake, you said you weren't a racist, and I really want to prove it right now.
I never said I wasn't a racist.
Okay, you said you didn't hate. You said you didn't hate black people. I come from a very black culture and hip hop, and I have nothing but love for my black brothers and friends. That's how I was raised. You get me? Like I was raised.
I want better for them. I do. I don't want to have to dislike somebody based on the color of their skin. I wish that they behaved better so that I didn't have to self-preserve by saying I need to stay out of black areas.
My mom had 2 strokes growing up, and my mom forgot who I was for 3 years, and she almost died. And a black lady raised me. Like that was our nanny. Like So that's why I never have hate in my heart for that because of what I went through. That's my
I had a
personal
Puerto
problem.
Rican nanny. I had a Puerto Rican nanny, Lucy. I love her to death.
So I brought you this, and I think the black
I'm a
community,
cultured man.
especially on my end, will truly like this. And I would like it if you tried one on camera, and I'll try one with you.
What is this? Get the
Jake Lang with Kool-Aid
No
pineapples.
way.
I got us Kool-Aid pineapples, and I definitely think we can
No
solve the
way.
divide on Jake Lang.
Can I smash this on your floor? No, I'm
I
kidding.
can't because listen,
Dude,
I
this
think
is the death of America in a bottle.
What do you-
This represents everything wrong with our culture. I will not participate.
try one?
I will not. My morals, my values. This is me kissing the wall 2.0.
Nah, kissing the
You're
wall.
gonna
Wait,
try
wait,
to
wait,
kiss the wall.
kissing the wall compared to that's insane.
No, it's really not because this is like the downstream effect of like, you know, the satanic Jewish culture that's being inserted into our, this is what we get. This is the end game of kissing the wall.
Kool-Aid
You know what I mean?
pineapples.
Kool-Aid pineapple is like the lowest form of humanity.
Kissing the wall's a little
Let's
bit
have
of-
one. I'll do it because you gave me it.
Thanks, Jake.
I'm going to throw this up later.
100%. Give him a fork. So listen, Jake, these are Kool-Aid pineapples, a hood delicacy down here.
I see the ones with the black ladies with the huge black nails. They just go in there and just finger it right out. Crazy, man. Thank you. Oh, God. So what do we do with this? I mean, do I have to have like a diabetic like test strip before or after this? I mean, I'm raw dogging it.
Raw dogging? Okay, cool. I just want you to take a bite and let me know what you think of the Kool-Aid
Thank
pineapple.
you. Jesus saved me from diabetes.
Jake,
It's
it's not,
something I would never eat again.
okay, but it's not bad.
What?
It's not bad.
No, but you can taste plastic yoga mat and that has so much yoga mat in it. You know what I mean? That's like a 3 a.m. blackout drunk McDonald's burger. There's nothing good in there.
Well, listen.
Thank you, sir.
I had Jake Lang on today. What morals do you stand for? What's your moral compass? Do you do good? Are you a good neighbor? Do you care about your country? And do you care about your country first before anyone else?
Just so happens that most people who care about those things are white. Just so happens.
Okay, well, let me tell you something. I have a lot of friends that aren't white that care about this country, right? And, you know, I'm happy.
Whites vote Republican. No whites, no gun rights, no whites, no freedom of speech.
The whites were Republican, yeah,
yes,
but I think
that's the only reason Donald Trump is in
But
office.
that's also because the Democratic Party lost their ideology. You don't know what to face. The last face you knew about Democrats was Obama. What was Obama? Change. It was everywhere. Obama, change. Democrats lost their ideology on who they were because now it's
Our
like
first black
are you-
gay Muslim president.
But it's like now Dems, are you trans? Are you? No one knows. Greatest president of all time. I don't care what no one says. John F. Kennedy. That is my boy.
He's a good guy. God bless JFK.
Best guy.
Nah, Trump, ride or die.
And
Trump, the savior. Trump, the Führer.
And Israel killed JFK. Did Israel kill JFK?
Probably, yeah. He was talking about the central banks. I
Okay,
know
so
the
we can
Israel,
agree on that.
It's Israel, yeah. It, Israel. I mean, I'm a more of a
I'm
blanket
getting
statement
the
kind of
Mossad
guy.
agent out of here.
No. Israel, because like honestly, we're talking about Israel's like a bloodline from like Jesus Christ bloodline. So I mean, we're talking about Jesus Christ came from one of the 12 tribes of Israel. So it's hard to like as a Christian just blanket say, you know, Jews in Israel people are bad. Although they own the porn industry, the media industry, this industry, that industry. So,
But
if
the
it
Jews
comes down-
nowadays aren't the Jews from back in the day. You know that. The
Yeah.
Jews nowadays are not the people from that holy land.
I don't know.
And I go to
I
Shabbat
don't
dinner.
know.
I wear a yarmulke with a goddamn cross, and I stand on business.
I mean, my Jewish bloodline, Ashkenazi, is not of that area. We're like Ukrainian, Russian, like I guess some type of Khazarian conversion. But I believe that Jewish people, you know, are not, God's not done with the Jewish people. And,
In what
you know,
way?
the book of Revelation talks about an entire troop of like 200,000 Jewish people, like virgin Jewish men or something like that, that are like integrally part of God's plan of redemption. And, you know, God wants to see the Jewish people redeemed. He wants to see them Christian, that he literally, I mean, his heart throbs for them. God, literally in the flesh, Jesus Christ said, I've sent you to the lost sheep of Israel. Do not go to the Gentiles. He sent his disciples to Israel first. He said, I am, you know, here to save the Jewish people, but they rejected him. So he got stuck with the goys.
and then we stole their menorah and we crumbled their temples. Romans.
Based.
I'm Crusaders, but not this type of Crusaders like Roman Crusaders back in the day invading. That's cool.
What do you mean this type of Crusaders? We're gonna start. Don't worry.
You know what I just wish you didn't do? And I just wish you just didn't say the hard R. That's the only thing, Jake.
it's my
That's the
right.
only- I just wish you didn't say the hard R. because I have so much love for the black
It's a
community.
hard test. It's a hard test to see where people stand because the hard R is become so demonized as far as it's like the black community in general has taken something and made a golden calf out of it, right? And made something so
But you do
it's
know where that-
abominable. Don't ever say it.
But you do know where that word
meanwhile-
comes from.
Meanwhile,
That word's
they say
diabolical.
to each other all day long, right?
But there's a difference between the A, and even though it sounds stupid, right? And it could be rhetoric, whatever. There's a difference between saying with an A and with an ER. And all I want you to know, Jake, is like, I know people who like you, and I know people who don't. And whenever they say they don't, it's always the same thing. It's not because you're American. It's not because you're a patriot, because they like that. They like you're American, and they like you're a patriot, and they like you stand on and you're a badass to them. They're like, they all say the same thing. Nick, I can't stand behind him because he says that word. I'm just saying, I will never tell you what to do, and I'm always be like, dude, Jake was nothing but respectful, nice to me. If you drop that word, Jake, I'm telling you, I really think shit can escalate.
Nigger march!
Didn't work. But this is Jake Lang.
I'm a pro-white advocate. I am a pro-Christian advocate. And the things that benefit my people reestablishing themselves in this country to maintain our future is what I do.
Nick Nation, I love you guys. Thank you for tuning in. Catch you guys on Rumble, Patreon, and everywhere else.